The engine builder from here in Las Vegas.
Oh.
I got to tell you,
Wow.
that thing looked like it was done, and then it wasn't, and then it was done, and then it wasn't.
I am telling you, that thing left. It went out there, spun the tires, lifted. He looked like he was in good shape. It smoked. Bodie pedaled it twice. That was exciting right there. And that team is stoked that Bodie is moving on. I'll tell you, I don't know that anybody would have believed they would have been winning when you heard that thing trying to fire up over here under the arch 5 minutes ago.
Not at all. Not at all. When that thing sounded like a fireworks factory, it was one of those things that, man, got out there, like you said, what was it, 200 feet off the racetrack?
Yep.
He gets out of the throttle. Yee's got a car length on him. Yee smokes the tires. Bodie jumps back into it and is able to drive back around him. And that was cool.
Now we've got Warren Groh out of Henderson. Warren with this new Camaro that they've built and been testing for the last few months. And it just gets quicker and quicker and quicker every time they take it out. They are tickled pink. And Justin Carson isn't here to answer the call, so Warren getting a bye run.
That was clean, mean, did the trick, got it done.
Drove it a little further than I'd like, but man, nice run for them.
I got to tell you something. Looking at, the live feed, the fact that it's a little bit behind because it's got to compress it and recompress it and send it out over the airwaves and then come back in and decompress and all of that kind of stuff. I know that, the LVMS crew, SMI, has spent a lot of money on the lighting at this racetrack.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
But to actually see it when you get that up-close shot on the car, I've never really paid attention to that until I was sitting here just zoning out a little bit, watching the live feed going, man, that is amazing.
We stream at a lot of racetracks. Some of them a little podunk tracks, some of them big badass places like this. And I will tell you that we get to some spots and it is so dark, it is just nearly impossible to make every shot clear. But not a problem here at LVMS. Not at all.
I think we've got a problem here with the lightning of Humberto Nunes. Humberto gets out there, does the burnout. They've now got the door open, are pulling it back. And we are going to get a single shot for Brian Greenberg. Oh, man. I was going to say, does that say the Yeti? Well, unfortunately, the Yeti not gonna. It's so, dude. It's so late. Even Mel's sitting behind us, coming up with like rhymes. Brian Greenberg gets the solo shot, zips right on down the right side of the racetrack. And yes.
Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Box, we need you to the lanes, please. You should definitely be in the lanes. Mickey Thompson Tires, X275. We need you to the lanes, please. Mickey Thompson Tires, X275 to the lanes, please. Arizona Race Company, Real Steel, you're on standby. Real Steel, you're on standby.
So Lance Moore, Robert Demon. Lance has got the 64 Nova. Robert's got the 98 Trans Am, and it's not too many times that a Trans Am looks like a monster on the starting line compared to what it's sitting next to.
Right.
The win light belongs to Lance Moore. The Nova out of Ramona, California gets it done against the Shepherdsville, Kentucky-based entry. Mo Trujillo headed back from Vegas, driving back down into the Phoenix area, said it's 44 degrees in Wickenburg.
Wow.
44 degrees, that's not terrible.
But it's not warm.
No. So with the Mustang of Chris Lucarelli, who apparently, smokeless burnout. Well, it's because he's running on coyote power, not horsepower. He's got 302 coyotes.
All right, let me say that again. Box. This is your buyback round.
Oh,
Box.
Sorry.
Your buyback round.
Man, oh man. We're going to get him into the staging lanes, but Todd Porter leaves the starting line and beautifully carried those tires out to about 400 feet before he sets them back down. Chris Lucarelli's going to get the win light, but Todd Porter, that was a beautiful looking little run there.
Got right up next to the center line. Had to pedal it. Good looking run though. Fun to watch. Box, buyback to the lanes, please. Box, buyback to the lanes. X275 to the lanes. Box, buyback, you can go to 7 and 8. Box, buyback to 7 and 8. X275, go to the back of the lanes. Arizona Race Company, Real Steel, you're on standby. Outlaw Small Tire, you are on standby.
Katie Webb and Dennis Drummond. Win light goes to Dennis. The Alberta-based racer gets it done against the Mustang out of Arizona. And yes, it is box buyback. You want to buy back a box? And now would be your opportunity. Brian Van Tol, Kelly Henry. Van Tol already back from the burnout. Doing a little purge. Which is one of those other really creepy, freaky movies. The Purge.
You know, I never saw that one. It was intriguing to me, and yet it seemed disturbing enough that I was like, yep, I don't need it. I don't think I need this.
It was disturbing enough that they made like 4 more of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the worst of humanity kind of a deal.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So with the 66 Chevelle, the 90-bodied Mustang in stage, set, go.
Oh, moving around down there. That thing looked fast. Carried the wheels to about 150 feet, set them down, and went out there sashaying along. Man, the win. Kelly Henry. Jeff Godwin over there in the right lane out of Littleton, Colorado. Art Williams out of Simi Valley in the little Nova over here in the left lane.
I got to tell you, the front lights on that Nova out of Art Williams trigger something very nostalgic in me.
Oh, yeah?
Wow.
Can I guess?
I'm sure you can.
Gravedigger.
Of course.
If you don't like monster trucks, you're a weirdo. I'm just saying it right now.
There's a 14-year-old boy inside of me right now that's going, crush something.
Dude, I love Gravedigger.
Crush something.
And Dennis Anderson is the nicest guy. He is such a nice man.
Oh.
He really is. I've been fortunate to meet him a couple of times. He's a nice guy. He's super cool. His kids are awesome. Yeah. Dude, that's great, Gravedigger.
I totally just, yeah. Like I said, there's a 14-year-old in me. Oh.
Wow. Jeff Godwin.
Oh, no.
Way before Art Williams, who was asleep at the tree.
Heck yeah, mean green wrecking machine. So Todd Brent and Jimmy Goebel.
Wow, Brenton, nice run right down Broadway. Jimmy Goebel, he was there, but that thing just outgunned, but still clean going down the racetrack makes me happy. It's little things in life, Nate.
At this moment in time, I will definitely take that. You know what else makes me happy in life? Pro Mod.
Yes, Pro Mod is awesome. So we are going into Pro Modified. Then we've got Box Buybacks, who should go to 7 and 8. X275, you should go to the back of the lanes. Arizona Race Company, Real Steel, I'm going to call you to the lanes in just a moment.
It is Pro Modified. Ryan Griffith, Rick Barnhart. Again, as we remember in round number 1, maybe we don't. It was a long time ago.
It was.
It was a long time ago.
It sure feels like it anyway.
Was it a long, long time ago? I can still remember when the sun was shining and the way things used to be. But now we are racing under the lights. Your number 12 qualifier, Rick Barnhart, we saw several quote-unquote upsets in round number 1 of Pro Mod.
Absolutely.
I think in many cases, the only thing that defined them as an upset is just because that guy happened to end up a little bit lower on the ladder. Rick Barnhart was one of those.
You know, Ryan Griffin, though, that thing qualified at 203 mile an hour. I believe he ran 203 and change in round number 1. I think he is the only competitor in the 203 range. I think we had one or two at 200 and 201. Joe O and the crew have that thing going good. That car went dead straight. It looked like it hooked a little too hard. Like it went out there and dead hooked, but it did not go into tire shake. So I'm sure they got some good data, but their qualifying number was a 391 to Barnhart's 420. I got to think they're going to step it up even further in that 67 Mustang. But that 71 Mach 1 in the right lane sure is cool.
Oh, it totally is.
I mean, that is a unique looking Pro Mod car, and I know they would love nothing more than to beat a heavy hitter right now.
Well, and the thing that I love about this, and it's certainly not that I don't love Pro Mod anywhere else.
Right.
But you get into these Pro Mods and they still look like Pro Mod cars.
Agreed.
They're not going into the, wind tunnel, I'm going to build a wedge with a big motor in it and race.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Wow.
Man.
Barnhart had a huge starting line advantage. He was quicker to 60 feet. He was just slower to the 330, was going toward the right side wall and pedaling it. But Ryan Griffin was trying to catch up to him and got really close to the center line.
I'm telling you what, looking at that right there, we've heard of like synchronized shake, synchronized burnout. Both cars moving to the right and did kind of a synchronized swerve right there at the finish line as Barnhart brought it back into the middle, Griffin brought it back into the middle, and with a 4.30 second run at 165 miles an hour, Ryan Griffin lights up the scoreboard to get past Rick Barnhart's 464. All right, so we're doing just because we can. Go back and kind of do a little frame by frame as Art Raz, the Raz construction team, one of the sponsors.
Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. I need real steel to the lanes, please. Real steel to the lanes, please. Arizona Race Company, real steel, come on down. Arizona Race Company, real steel, come on down to the lanes. Real steel, come on down to the lanes, please.
I got to tell you, this one should be a fantastic race. Art Raz, number 8 qualifier, just missing the 4-second zone when he qualified, but Garrett Richards. All right, well, make a liar out of me, fine.
Wow.
Just make a liar out of me.
Richards back in his bracket race tune-up, but Raz, I was really looking for a run there.
I was too.
Man, though I felt like those guys had gotten where that thing was going to go right down Broadway, and it just did not on that run right there. Wow.
I mean, taking a look at it, Garrett Richards had such a massive start line advantage, and by the time they got down to 330 feet, I honestly believe that Raz probably saw that and just bailed out of the run.
Yeah, you're probably right because, man, that just, Richards was on a tear. 387.7 at 193. 500ths off of his qualifying number.
Yeah, I think he probably just went, look, ain't no sense in hurting it. Let's just put her away clean. Unfortunately, I know Art recognized the fact that he missed it at this end. Knew that Richards had this thing in the bag. Garrett Richards goes 387, 193 miles an hour. Art Raz puts up a 563 at 100 miles an hour, and that's going to bring up John Durden.
Durden's out of San Juan Bautista, California. He's getting the bye run. Was supposed to be running Ryan Hayward, but in Outlaw Big Tire, Ryan Hayward went down there and put on that big fireworks show. Clearly not able to get that thing back together.
What?
Looked like it ground the bell housing all to heck, because it looked like lots of driveline parts came together that aren't supposed to come together. But who knows? So Durden with the bye run, your number 2 qualifier. Qualified with a 382.3 at 199. See what he can do here.
I just dig the look of that Corvette, that 59 body. Again, talking about, when Pro Mods look like Pro Mods. Minor brother power. What have we seen so far? Quick has been 374. I think we saw that in session 1, right?
Yeah.
Is it there?
Ooh. 393, 185. Thing sounded a little lazy in the middle. Went 101 to 60, 263 to the 330. That needed to be 250 range. 393.6 at 185 to the 8th mile. Real steel, real steel. I need you to the lanes, please. Real steel to the lanes, please.
And we got our real steel cars headed back to the rear of the staging lanes as Doug Reisterer and Pete Harder. Harder out of Winkler. Manitoba. That's one of those things, man, is they get them back from the burnout, do a little purge of the nitrous. Is there certain things that we can see from up here at the tower? I wonder to myself, why would a closed gate mean I should push it open and walk in?
Right.
The gate is closed. I don't know. What was it? Yeah.
It does say no parking. You are right.
It's a big gate that's closed. I don't know. Maybe it's,
Hold on.
if we go bilingual, cerrado.
Here's the funniest part.
Yeah.
Our smallest guy on staff Like, all in. Like,
he used his big voice.
he did. He did.
Like what's her name from Police Academy.
All right, here we go. Oh, no.
Oh,
What a upset. Pete Harder leaves on Doug. Doug, way late. Thing lights up the tires. None of that good. That team out of Manitoba thrilled to death as they are going to move on to round number 3.
oh man. We'll get our final Pro Mod car up here. Mike Labatt, your number 1 qualifier, has had a headline pop in on the phone that said, you know, and all it said that it showed on the thing was during F1 weekend in Vegas, a guest, and then it was kind of the ... So I'm like, what did somebody do? Run out on the track? Like, what are they doing?
Right.
So I open it up. Apparently, somebody placed a $50 bet on a Dragon Link slot machine at the Palazzo and won $1,027,980.
$50.
$50 turned into $1 million.
Slot machine and won $1 million. That's nuts.
$1 million.
That's awesome.
The very first comment, congratulations. Now they can afford a seat in the grandstands at F1.
So true. Actually, maybe not. Because it's running now.
Well, I'm just saying.
14 minutes to start time, I believe.
Something tells me if you got $1 million in your pocket,
True.
you might be able to sneak your way into the race.
Actually, I'll bet you the Palazzo is putting him in their own personal grandstand right now because they want him to stay for a while.
Yeah. You're like, why don't you hang out with us for a minute?
We're going to give you a suite and some stuff. We want you to gamble a lot.
Mike Labatt gets out there. The car starts to make a move towards the middle of the racetrack, headed right. He's able to pull it back in, gets out of the throttle, and coasts to a 529 at only 91 miles an hour.
Goes 956 to 60 foot. Not too shabby, but wow. Little sketchy.
So we're going to get into our electronics category, otherwise known as racingjunk.com box category. This is the buyback round. These are the racers that during round number 1, well, let's just say that the scoreboard didn't quite light up the way they wanted it to. It lit up on the other side of the racetrack. They don't like that. They don't like that. So for $20, they got an opportunity to try again. And the first two they're going to try again are going to be Dave Phillips and Mike Bolton. Bolton dialed in at 652 on the Mustang out of California. Phillips dialed in at 661 in the Challenger out of North Las Vegas. Both drivers leave green, race into the 8th mile mark, and it is going to be Dave Phillips who finds himself re-entered in the contest. That's why we call it the buyback or the re-entry round. You get an opportunity to come back in, and then you'll join all of your other friends that won in round number 1. In round number 2, Mike Bolton was 203 on the tree and goes 660 on a 652. David Phillips, 45 green, and then goes 669 on a 661. There's Jerry Cooksey and Rod Thomas. Going to come up next. Thomas and the Falcon out of Apple Valley, California. That is just one dang cool race car. 576 is the dial. Going up against Jerry Cooksey. That's right, Laughlin. We can prove to you that it is still live. We'll prove to you it's still live by I will call out your name and give the current time at 9:49 p.m. on a Saturday night. Oh, no. Rod Thomas taking the long way down the racetrack and still is able to light up the scoreboard. Rod, after being 087 on the tree, which was worse than Jerry Cooksey's reaction time of an 073, Thomas swings it wide, dives back in towards the finish line, and gets there first by 0.05 of a second as Jerry Cooksey, unfortunately, running 0.2 of a second off of what he predicted it would do as Markel Jackson and Evie Myers. Evie in the junior comp car. Dialed in at 688. And in these junior comp cars, when they run them in competition, in the junior categories, they actually are a 690 index car. They are rated to run with the big cars in these bracket style categories. And so with that, they've got it dialed in at 688 for tonight, adjusting for the weather as Markel Jackson puts a 718 dial. Up on the board for the Nova out of the left lane. One of them is in trouble. Markel was looking really good. Had an 040 reaction time, but runs 712 on a 718, getting to the finish line first by 0.2 of a second. Evie Myers had a 193 reaction time and then goes 689 on a 688. To get the win light is Daryl Wirtz and Terry Davies. Daryl in the dragster, Davies in the coupe. Davies, right side, dialed in at 528. Daryl Wirtz, left side out of Meridian, Idaho, dialed in at 458. Head start goes to the coupe as they are in, staged, set, and ready. Win light, Mr. Wirtz. Wirtz goes 64 on the tree and then 462 on a 458. He's 0.04 of a second above the dial. Gets the win light, gets there first by 0.06 of a second. And lights up the scoreboard is now Keshen Fry and Darren Taylor. Once again, final call, real steel, last chance. Need you to the staging lanes, please. Real steel. Need you to the staging lanes, please. So Darren the 69 Firebird coming in out of Idaho. Dials 549. Keshen Fry in the dragster out of California with that 493. So about 0.5 of a second. Head start belongs to Darren Taylor. They are almost identical in reaction time. Darrell left 19 thousandths of a second. After the green light turned on, Keshen left 17 thousandths of a second after the green light turned on. Down at the finish line, Darren Taylor is going to be declared your winner. 5:51 on a 5:49. Gets there first by 2.5 hundredths, or 2.5 hundredths of a second. Keshen Fry, 498 on a 493. And that will be that as Nicole Dixon and Jerry Fisher. Dragster in the left lane out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, with a 5:08 dial. Going to be getting the head start this time. There's Jerry Fisher. Doesn't move. Gets the car up there and essentially couldn't get it staged up. So Nicole Dixon runs 5:10 on the 5:08. And Jerry Fisher is going to get pushed back off of the starting line. And speaking of getting pushed back off the starting line, I think right now Eric Reisner is having like a little PTSD. Having a little flashback to round number 1 when that's what happened to him in the 70 Mustang. Got it up there. Ended up getting shut off because of a little bit of a leak. Had to find his way back into the, or in here now to the buyback round. Yes.
In the pits, I need Outlaw small tire. Outlaw small tire to the lanes. Outlaw small tire to the lanes. And open comp, I need you to the lanes. Open comp, I need you to the lanes, please. Outlaw small tire and open comp to the lanes, please.
Cooper Chun trying to get it done against Eric Reisner. Cooper will, 5:14 on a 5:09 after the 0:27 reaction time. He was holding 9 thousandths of a second advantage over Eric's 0:36 light. Eric goes 5:51 on a 5:44. Cooper gets the win light as Troy Hawker and Darrell Hurst. Troy Hawker gets the win light against Darrell Hurst. Troy ends up getting out of the throttle, runs 7:53 on a 5:22, but Darrell left early by a lot. And I mean a lot. Left early by over 1/10 of a second, goes 5:51 on a 5:41. That'll bring up Steve Demon and Bryce Saunders. Demon in a pickup truck. Dialed in with a 695. Steve Demon with that 493 dial. Bryce Saunders trying to get it done. At this point, neither driver is going to be, proud of what they put up in the reaction time column. Steve had the better light, ends up with a win light on the left side, goes 501 on a 493 dial. As Bryce Saunders goes 704 on a 695 after having a 388 reaction time. That's going to bring up Rob Strong and Anne Marie Glimbaki down to our final pair. Here in our RacingJunk.com re-entry round for the box category. Again, we have called Outlaw small tire, Fig Speed open comp. You should be in the staging lanes. Real Steel, you're getting rolled forward. So again, Outlaw small tire. Fig Speed open comp, you should be making your way into the staging lanes. Rob's working with a 696 dial. Anne Marie's working with a 496 dial. Anne Marie, 008 on the tree at this end of the racetrack, and it comes down to 66 ten-thousandths of a second margin of victory. Nod goes to Anne Marie. Rob Strong was 33 on the tree. And then goes 696 on a 696. So getting underway with the Mickey Thompson Tires X275 category. Justin Gallant going to start things off on the solo. Got the laddered by.
Qualified 425 at 170. Goes 430 at 169. Bracket car at this point. Joey Hovey over there in the right lane out of Paradise, California, and Zach Kane out of Clallam Bay, Washington in the left lane in the 67 Camaro. Kane qualified number 4, Hovey number 5. 439.5 to 440.7 or 4.407. So these guys are basically dead even in qualifying, and they're both in. They lead together, wheels up in the right lane. Hovey having trouble, and the win light going to Zach Kane. Much better reaction time and goes 4.435 to a 4.607 for the win. Brian Brooks, your number 6 qualifier, getting the bye run in the right lane, qualified with a 451. Having trouble out there, has to pedal it. Goes 639. It's been pretty inconsistent, even though he had that good 451. So lucky he had a bye run. Eric Aldridge supposed to be over there in the Maverick in the right lane. He ain't there. Mark Meering qualified number 2 with a 4.256, getting a solo shot. Meering 040 on the light, runs 433 with an 8 at 168 on his bye run. as we get into our Arizona Race Company Real Steel category. Matt Marin in the 64 Falcon over there in the right lane, and Chris Lucarelli in the 02 Mustang in the left lane. Real Steel is our all steel, all glass category. No time. Side by side, all the way down. The win light for Matt Marin in the little Falcon. Sean Green over there out of Chico in that beautiful 55 Chevrolet, trying to engage the trans brake, and it ain't working. You can see the lights flashing. It's him pushing the trans brake button, which would lead me to believe that the switch is working. The trans brake itself is not. So they're going to push him back. Since he's on a single, he'll just have to stage the car. And if they do have an issue, they'll be able to fix it in the pit later, because he's moving on. Our next pair, Alessandro Milani, over in the right lane. The 94 Mustang Cobra. Small block Ford powered. And Brian Kobe out of Altaloma in the 05 Mustang in the left lane. I'll be honest with you, that car in the left lane has not made a straight run all week long. In fact, he was over here in the left lane yesterday when he went out about 150 foot, went across the center line, came back around to the left, spun the thing around, did a big 360, and ended up on top of the 330 cone, but did not hit anything. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Open comp, you should be in the lanes. Open comp, you should be in the lanes. Magnafuel XDR to the lanes, please. XDR to the lanes, please. Outlaw 85 to the lanes, please. Outlaw 85 to the lanes, please. Motoring down. Kobe has issues. Alessandro Milani getting the win in the right lane. Again, Magnafuel XDR to the lanes, please. Magnafuel XDR to the lanes. SMC Race Cars Outlaw 85 to the lanes, please. Outlaw 85 to the lanes, please. Doug Driggers and Andy Dodge were supposed to be facing off. Dodge having issues and Driggers with a clean, straight run down the racetrack. So Andy Dodge has problems and can't get there. Steve Godwin out of Vale. Streetcar Steve over there in the 69 Nova. David Holtgrew. Holtgrew having trouble in the water box a second ago. Takes a second shot at the water box. Makes it happen. Holtgrew out of Lakewood, Colorado on the 67 Nova. Godwin, pre-staged. Holtgrew all the way in. Here comes Godwin. They leave together. Holtgrew out in front. Can he stay there? No. Godwin drives around him in the lights for the win. Shane Panunzio out of Plain City, Utah in the left lane, and Mike Keenan out of Albuquerque. Keenan is for some reason in the system as being in an 02 Camaro, and that clearly is not an 02 Camaro. It's still at 66 or 7 Nova. Shane, the 2000 Camaro in the left lane. Both of them building boost and bumping in. Tree comes down. Oh, pulling the wheels in the air again for Keenan. He pedals it. Easily drives around Panunzio. Mike Orban out of Grass Valley in the little Falcon. And Jim England out of Red Bluff in the 67 Camaro. Orban driving his Camaro as well here this weekend with that cool little Falcon. That crazy metallic green. Orban like a rocket out of the hole. Jim England not able to keep up. Orban getting the win. Luigi Calantoni in the 77 Corvette over there in the right lane. Ron Link out of Sacramento in that beautiful 64 Nova in the left lane. I got to tell you, Luigi's 77 Corvette is cool. There is something about that car I dig. Apparently, Luigi's Corvette is for sale. We do a GoFundMe, maybe I could afford it. Ron Link driving away. Luigi having trouble. That car just not performing like it was earlier. And Ron Link moving on to the next round. Up next, Jimmy Hovey out of Paradise, that beautiful 68 Nova. And Alex Sanchez out of Newark, California, in that bright yellow 98 Trans Am. I dig that thing. MagnaFuel XDR. MagnaFuel XDR, you should be in the lanes. Outlaw 85, you should be in the lanes. Triple Index and Super Index, you're on standby. We will be calling you momentarily. Wow, Alex Sanchez standing that thing up, setting it down and trying to drive it down. But Jimmy Hovey getting the win light. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Our final 2 classes of the evening. We are calling you to the lanes. Triple index, we need you to the lanes, please. Triple index to the lanes. Super index to the lanes. Triple index to the lanes. Super index to the lanes, please. Spinning the tires. But on a single, you get lucky. Now we are moving over to lanes 1 and 2 for Outlaw small tire. Todd Cahill and Scott Bishke. 55 Chevrolet over there in the left lane, and that little Fox body in the right lane.
That's right, as we get into our Red Tide Outlaw small tire category. What do we got left tonight? Small tire, then we're going to get into some fixed speed open comp, MagnaFuel XDR, a little Outlaw 8.5, and then we'll wrap the night up with our super and triple index categories. I got to tell you what, Scott Bishke got a hold of that one. Coming down out of Parowan, Utah. Got the jump on Todd Cahill. Saw a little bit of that smoke coming out from behind the car.
Yeah, and then a bunch coming out from under the hood, but as he was staging. Looked like it was steam. Not sure what issues they were having, but that was odd. And Lance Knigge out of Casper, Wyoming, in that beautiful 67 Nova. Getting a single. Carnegie all the way in. Thing is dancing around out there. They'll get some info.
Lance definitely exercising a little input on behalf of the steering wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. That thing was walking around quite a bit.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he had his hands at 10 and 2 on the wheel, he was crossed once or twice.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
He was crossed once or twice.
Michael Porter out of Queen Creek, Arizona over there in the 64 Comet Cyclone. And Wesley Birmingham out of Plain City, Utah in that little Fox body Mustang. You don't see many Comets like that one outside of stock and super stock anymore. Ho, pulls it off. 1047 on a 1043 dial. Neither one of them real good on the tree, but Birmingham let him have it. He took it and won.
I mean, how about this? Jeff Rate's 67 Mustang and Marcus Steed coming out of Pocatello, Idaho. In but probably, if you were to take all of these cars and put them on a scale, I think that wagon just might end up as the heavyweight.
Yeah, they lightened it up recently by putting a small block in it instead of the big block. It's still heavy.
Oh, my goodness. It's still heavy, but it's still pulling the wheels off the ground. Marcus running on an 1105 index. Jeff running on an 1110 index. Finish line says we get to see the wagon again. 11:15 on the 11:05. Marcus Steed had a 0:45 reaction time. Jeff Rates let one slip by with a 1:93 reaction time, and it cost him dearly as he runs 11:09 on the 11:10, trying to get there first. But Marcus Steed had that one covered from stripe to stripe in the wagon.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of almost an unfair advantage. The wheelbase on that wagon,
pretty long.
The thing lines up, it's already halfway to the finish line. It's just not fair.
Doesn't work that way, Nate. Doesn't work that way.
Just saying. Greg Greer, Frank D'Souza. 10:45 on a 10:51, no good after a 1:54 reaction time. But Dreer doing his job definitely at this end of the racetrack. 0:01 reaction time for Dreer, and then goes 10:61 on a 10:55 to light up the scoreboard and get the win as Caleb Shepard and Kevin Stokesbury.
The Stokesberries taste like Stokesberries.
That's what I
love it. That thing is OG Pro Street cool, and he knows how to win out here in that Chevelle. Oh, this one could be interesting at the stripe. Stokesbury down there trying to grab it. He does it. 964 on a 960 dial. Shepard was behind from the hit and broke out. Taking all the stripe. Not even close.
Yeah, Stokesbury might as well have had a bulldozer blade on the front of his car because he pushed Caleb Shepard all the way out the back door.
All the way out.
All the way out. Like, no, you go now. Get out. Get out. Stokesbury ends up getting the win light as Shepard breaks out big time. Jay Anderson and Joe Vlacity. Vlacity getting a massive head start here in open comp with a 1063 index to Jay Anderson's 864. Win light to Vlacity. 1077 on the 1063 was 076 in the tree. Anderson. I'm wondering, is it getting late?
It's getting late.
Is it getting late?
Yep. 10:30.
Because we're taking some naps.
Oh, yeah.
We're taking some naps on the tree.
Yep.
It does. The first number in that reaction time is squiggly.
Yeah.
Not circular.
Nope.
Not straight.
Nope.
Squiggly.
Way.
Squiggly lines.
If you turn a W on its side, squiggly.
Oh, my. Monty LaFrenz of the 86 Thunderbird. Luis Ortiz at the 2005 Pontiac Grand Prix. There's another Grand Prix happening right now.
Yeah. On the strip in Las Vegas. Not here at the Speedway, though.
They just wanted to be copycats of us.
They did.
977 on the 975. Luis takes the Grand Prix into Sunday. 26 on the tree and 200ths of a second above at the index is Monty LaFrenz. Again, had a reaction time that started with a straight number. It wasn't quite squiggly, but it wasn't circular. And circular at this point is good. There we go. 2 circular numbers to start off the reaction time between Dale Jansen and Craig Schell.
Jansen in the Acadian gets down there and breaks out on the brakes, but not hard enough. Took the stripe by a lot. And Craig Schell going to get the win there.
I got to tell you, it is late because when you pulled out the Stokesberries taste like Stokesberries reference,
Yeah.
I hadn't even put 2 and 2 together until a moment ago. Now I get it.
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Yeah.
Yep. I think about it every time he comes up. I can't help it.
Can't help it. The girl can't help it. James Taggart.
Taggart looking good. Owns it from end to end. 027 on the tree to an 082. Goes 1108 on an 1106 dial. Took a lot of stripe, but he owned it, and he was confident.
We're starting to get into a lot of those movie references, and it's like late.
Yep.
So my mind is a little fuzzy,
Yeah.
but you gave the whole, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory reference. About the snozberries taste like snozberries. And then Maddie chimes in and says, my dad is here racing. Shasta asks, who's your daddy? And I'm thinking, who is your daddy and what does he do?
Tana Taylor trying to do it again. 1032 the dial. And she gets it. 33 on a 32, 074 on the light to a 114. She controlled it all the way down. She's going to be stoked for that one.
I'll bring up Dennis Hilliard, Michael Hattreth. Hattreth, fox-bodied Mustang with a 1017 number right lane out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And Dennis Hilliard with a 924 coming in out of Durango, Colorado. Cobra Jet with a 924 index. So head start's going to belong to Mike Hattreth. Once again, super index, triple index. If you haven't yet made your way to the staging lanes, we do need you there now, please. Super and triple. Need you to lanes. 0.003 of a second was the difference in reaction time. You saw Dennis Hilliard exercising a little brake pad.
A lot of brake pad.
Down there. Okay, fine. I was trying to make it sound a little bit better than it was, but he got down to the finish line and went,
Yeah.
928 on a 924 after the and gets the win light. Markel Jackson taking on Doug Carter. Another Las Vegas versus Colorado matchup. Win light belongs to Doug Carter. 964 on a 960. Carter was 47 green, giving him about 7.5 hundredths of a second advantage on his side of the racetrack. Markel runs 1106 on the 1073. And that will bring up John Gwynn and Jacob Trammell.
Trammell in that cool green 79 Malibu. Gwynn over there in the 02 Camaro. 1074 to a 1015 dial. both of them with a 0 to start. That doesn't really mean it's close. 10.72.5 on a 74 in a double breakout where Trammell takes the win with 60 thou better reaction time. And now my Nova wagon. I'm just going to call it that because I like it.
Why not?
Lovely. 64 or 5. Chevy 2 station wagon in the left lane. 3rd gen Camaro on the right. Oh, Dennis Sato in the right. Josh Edwards in the left. Sato's a bad, bad man. 006 on the tree. 27 on a 22 dial. Takes the stripe by 23 10,000ths.
Give one of those racers speak. 6, take 2.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no question.
Josh Edwards, 44 green, and ends up 0.02 of a second above the index.
Yeah.
Brent Calvert and Paul Calvert. Let's see which Calvert is going to be the one. Brent's actually got the door open on the Mustang. I'm assuming we are going to have
You got Brent and Paul. Paul is John Calvert's brother. Brent is John Calvert's son. So will the nephew show the uncle what's up, or are old age and treachery gonna prove too much for the kid? Ho-ho! Ho-ho!
You know what we said earlier about like seeing a massive head start?
Uh-huh.
How about a massive head start and a win light illuminating on the right side for Paul Calvert? On a 14.03, Paul goes 14.10 after the 0.49 reaction time and lights up the scoreboard for the win. Brent was 78 on the tree and 8.76 on an 8.70. Ooch. Ooch.
I'll bet they had a little family wager on that one.
Had to. I think it's written into the rules
It should be.
that if you
It
have to
should
race
be.
somebody that you are akin to,
Yep.
you got to
Gotta have
race
a-
your kin folk, you got to have some side bet.
Yep. Gotta have a little wager on it. James Knight getting the solo, taking the shot.
I'd make it one of those fun side bets. Be like, all right, who's got to empty the RV when the weekend's
Right,
over?
I love that.
You know what I
love
mean?
that.
It's one thing like buy dinner, do that, whatever. It's like, no.
No.
I mean, as kids, you'd make that bet about who's got to clean the other one's room.
Right.
This one, it's, you got to empty my tanks.
Yep. Buzz Nielsen just taking the tree. You know, Canadians would do it different. Canadians would do like, you know, bet for who's shoveling whose driveway or something like that for a, month or something, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Look at this. All that waiting around for John.
And here he is,
Just going to go up, take the green light, and back it out.
to back, gonna take the tree instead of printing a ticket.
Why not?
I agree,
Save it for tomorrow.
right? John Gelderin out of Wildemar in the 2015 drag pack. Goes 897 with a 1 on a 926 dial. Missed it by this much.
Yep.
I mean, that's called holding a lot in the bag.
That is an officially measurable number. This much.
This much.
This much. So we're going to swap back over to lanes 3 and 4 for the final time tonight. We got 2 categories that are going to run over there. We're basically going to run our Magna Fuel Extreme Drag Radial and SMC Race Cars Outlaw 8.5. Then we'll come finish up the night with our Super and Triple Index category. In lanes 1 and 2, and we will call it an evening. So getting into our Extreme Drag Radial category, Jeff Young, your number 2 qualifier. Going to end up with a laddered bye. Here in round number 2. The Corvette has completed the burnout.
Nathan,
what did we
interest
find?
you in a Christmas tree Snickers?
A Christmas tree Snickers?
Yes.
Why, are you saying that I'm...
No. I'm saying that I'm snoozery and I need a Snickers.
What are those Snickers commercials about?
Yeah.
You're just not you?
Yeah, you're hangry. No, you're not being hangry. Yeah,
Not bad.
I'll take it.
.418, 183 miles an hour. Gets the advancement. We're going to bring out Johnny Coleman and Peter Campbell.
Johnny qualified number 1. The only car to run in the 3s with a 398.6 at 180. Campbell qualified number 8 with a 490 at 150.
Wow.
Johnny in that pro-charged
We never got...
69 Camaro.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We never got our 700 lights.
No, we did not. I was watching. Johnny Campbell goes 413 with a 2. Sorry, Johnny Coleman Peter Campbell goes 478. That was his best run so far, but not enough. Johnny goes all the way.
We look at this, Justin Gallant at a Chilliwack. I don't know if you want it to pronounce Chilliwack. Why have it start with chili?
I don't know.
Is that where the penguin was from? Willie?
Wow. I don't know. That sounds familiar. Or it could just be because it's super late and I'm tired.
Chili Willie the penguin?
Yeah. I mean,
The cartoon?
you gotta go for it, right?
It's a Saturday morning cartoon.
I know. If
man.
we're gonna own it, we gotta say so.
Just saying, there was Chili Willie. It was a little black, little penguin.
I know.
So Justin Gallant does what he needs to do, stages it up, watches the green light drop.
And now it's time for SMC Race Cars Outlaw 85.
No, we still got some XDRs.
Oh. Thought that was it.
That was good attempt.
Sorry.
A for effort
They're apparently
to try and, push the program along.
I'm working it. Apparently they're at, well, now they are. Thank you. Here's a novel idea, folks. If you're under the arch, start your junk up so we can hurry back up. I don't know. Maybe be running when you get to the ready line. The novel idea.
Yeah, it might work.
Yeah.
Look, Christmas. One side's green, one side's red.
Yeah. Mike Orban
We are
taking
tired.
the tree. Yes, I am tired.
Custom Ford Racers like, you guys are tired.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
And your new nickname is Captain.
Yeah. Yep.
We're getting there.
We are. We're tired because this is our latest night so far. We've been rolling through it quicker than this.
No, I mean, what did we start at 8 a.m. this morning?
Yep. 8 a.m.
So we're getting ready to go on to hour number 13, right? Or finish up hour 13, because if it was 8 to 8 is 12 hours.
We're almost 11.
15.
15. Yeah. Otherwise, Nathan, I'm really tired if that math is.
Like I said, I thought there would be.
I mean,
no
I
math.
went to public school, but I'm pretty sure. Oh.
No, I don't need a Red Bull now. Somebody brings me a Red Bull now, I'll be pinging until 3 a.m.
Yeah, I don't like Red Bull, but I have a Monster in the fridge, and here in a minute I might have to. 'Cause here's the difference. See, you get to go home and go to bed unless the mean people you work for call you, which is
They will not.
entirely possible.
Don't do that. Don't put that into the universe.
Here's the deal. I'm going to put this out.
Don't you put that on me.
I am 100% guaranteed that I have to go back to the hotel room and write 7 blog items for tomorrow morning.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So I am guaranteed that I will be working when I get back to the hotel room.
Have you learned about the glorious things of Chat GPT,
Yeah.
Open AI?
It's no bueno.
Just saying.
It's just not. I wish it was. I really do.
I will teach you
Will
how
you?
to actually put in specific rules based on what you are doing,
Really?
and it will fine-tune your results.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, let's have a conversation about this.
Not tonight.
Yeah, oh no, God, no, I couldn't follow if my life depended on it.
Mike Aldrich gets the win light. 5:03 down the right side of the racetrack. Don Harriman. I mean, these two were right there, side by side.
Absolutely.
147 on the tree to Mike Aldrich, 138. So a hundredth of a second separating them in reaction time at this end. Harriman goes 5:08. Aldrich goes 5:03. Win light goes to the Mustang and the little Colorado-based car will advance. We continue on through our SMC race cars, Outlaw 8.5 category with Sherry Castagno and Timmy Breeden.
Claw.
Monkeys.
Something with a claw.
Bear claws.
Ooh. Real Donuts is open 24 hours. Neil, that may be where we got to go to eat. Is Real Donuts. We ate breakfast there. We could eat dinner there because they're open 24 hours and they make a mean burrito.
Isn't the taco place down the road still open 24 hours?
Yes, Tacos El Gordo.
Yeah.
Oh, I would eat there every meal.
I may need to stop
if
by
Neil
there
is
on the way
down,
home.
I'm going to Tacos El Gordo. I took him there for the first time on Wednesday night, and he did enjoy it.
Yeah.
We ate way too much.
Tacos
which is what
El
you're
Gordo.
supposed to. Wheels up for Breeden. But no way. Sherry runs it all the way down, owns that one. 491 with a 3 to a 538 with a 4. Breeden did his job, though. Left a skosh ahead of Sherry Castagno. Sherry qualified in the number 2 spot, though, and had it handled. Todd Brenton, KJ Glennon. Brenton in that cool 64 Malibu. Did the burnout, backed it up. Not sure why KJ waited for the burnout, but Todd's waiting for him now. They're both getting in. Todd gets the leave. Who's it going to be? KJ driving around him, goes 464.6 to a 505.
That wraps up SMC Race Cars Outlaw 8.5.
Now it's time for Triple Index. Triple Index, the 1060, 1160, 1260 index category.
Hey, you know what's really cool about this class, this index category?
No, what's cool?
It's the second to last class.
Dude, I was going to say that, but I thought I was being mean, so I didn't say it. I was dry. I was going. That's why I smiled and said, nope, okay, I'm going to let you answer this because it's probably nicer than what I was going to say.
Nope. It's the second to last class of the night.
Yes, yes.
You know what's even
It's my
cooler?
second favorite class of the day.
Yeah. Super Index is my favorite class of the day.
100%.
They're sitting back there now.
And whoever the dude is, it's the last guy to go down the racetrack. And Super, my favorite
You
guy.
are awesome. All right, so Jeff Dye and Luther Waters.
Oh, God.
Never really thought about it as a kid, but the name Luther is just cool.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're think about all the like Luthers that have been in movies that are the bad guys and the good, you know, there's all kinds of different ones.
Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Probably the coolest bad guy.
Okay.
With the name Luther.
Oh, yeah. But also, Luther Vandross. I mean, that dude is a dude that women all over the world love.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
He's just that guy.
Oh, yeah.
1060 and 1060. Both drivers chasing down the same index. Luther Waters trying to make up for being 0.2 of a second behind in reaction time. Well, we'll make it 1.1 of a second behind in reaction time. Ends up running 1058 on a 1060. Win light goes to not Luther.
Correct. Karen Mohoff out of Kingman getting the bye run in the Camaro. Apparently waited for Brad to go, hey, you could go now. Good thing it was a single.
Darn
1076 on the 10 and 60 dial.
Shasta hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. Way, Shasta. Way.
Caleb Shepard trying to play match game with an 1160 in the Mustang out of St. George.
Annette D'Souza, you can see your husband. 100%. Every car going down the racetrack you get to see. I promise. You may not see him do the burnout, but you'll see him go down the racetrack and see his scoreboard.
Oh, we'll see. Michael Porter, Chris Berger. Berger sounds good.
Yes. We had an invite for dinner several hours ago to get burgers.
1061 on a 1060. Michael Porter, 74 green. 14 thousandths of a second above the index. Gets him a win light by 16 thousandths. Chris Berger was 16 thousandths of a second behind the green light. And then runs 88 thousandths of a second above the index. Win light goes to Porter in that 64 Mercury Cyclone. Gonna buy me a Mercury and cruise it on down the road. David Trammell and Frank D'Souza. Here we go. Annette. You'll see Frank. There's Frank. Frank gets the win light. How about, Annette, maybe you should leave the camera angle exactly where it is. Frank D'Souza just put up 8 total. 005, take 5 thou at the stripe to be dead on 3. Ooh.
That's pretty good.
Frank.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm just saying. Dave McGuide, 1060 dial. Ryan Edwards, 1060 dial as well.
Ryan trying to get her Nova down there. Goes 1071 on a 1060. Win light, Ryan. After the 070 reaction time. Dave was a little late. Markel, am I washed? I'm not sure I'm following the question. It's late. That may be why I'm not getting it.
I know. I don't get it either, though, Nate.
Probably because I'm late. That's why I'm not getting it.
Michael Dye out of Paso Robles. James Taggart. Oh, Dye goes 008 red. Taggart's 34 on the tree. Goes 1157.5 on the 1160 index. running it right on out the door.
Oops. Craig Shell, 67 GTO.
I don't know if you've paid attention, Nate.
Nope. If it's going to hold me responsible for anything, then no.
Nope. There are no more cars in the staging lanes.
I'll pay attention to that.
See? I got you. I got you, boo.
You're my
I'm
little
only
boo
going to
thing.
give you good news from here on out.
All right, I'll take it.
Shell getting the win over Martinez. There are an exorbitant number of cars in triple index that have chosen the 1060 index. Dwayne Lyle, Will Goody. Lyle getting the win, 69 with a, 1069 with a 5 on a 60 index. And Sergio getting the bye run out of San Francisco in the 65 Mustang. On the tree, not too shabby.
Not at all.
$51, that's holding quite a bit right there.
So I'm going to say we're getting into our final pair of cars in the triple index category, an 1160 to a 1060. And you want to know what's cool about Marcus Steed's Chevelle wagon, Chad?
Go.
Well, unfortunately, he went red. That's the kind of car that you could like put a big blow-up mattress in the back and take a nap.
Oh, yeah. Don't talk about naps right now.
Just saying. That would be cool.
All right, a little housekeeping, folks. We are starting at 8 a.m., and the first heads-up class is going to go at about 9 a.m. Mel will send out a text with the run order, but I'm going to give it to you as well. We have Mustang Madness, and then no box, open comp, box, Brian Peterson small tire, triple index, Brian Peterson small tire, triple index, super index, big tire, Pro 275, limited small tire, Pro Street, no box, X275, Pro Mod, Real Steel, box, Mustang Madness, Magna Fuel, Outlaw 85, Open Comp, and West Coast Bikes. That's going to be our order. Wait for the text.
Johnny West gets the win light here. 111 on the tree, goes 768 on a 760. Jean DeYoung, 41 green, gets there first by a tenth and a half, breaks out by 3 thousandths of a second.
Ow.
Mrr. Not good.
John's not going to be happy about that. At all.
That milk's done spoiled.
Yeah.
Darren Taylor, Doug Carter. Idaho versus Colorado. Reaction times are raceable. Win light turns on for... Ooh.
Doug Carter goes dead on zero after an 049 light to Darren Taylor's 057. That was a good drag race right there.
That was a decent drag race. Okay. I was wondering if that's what you were talking about. Markel. I caught it before they took the comment out, but yes. No, you are not washed. You just happened to run into a few racers on the other side of the racetrack that gave you a bath. Just same but different. It's Monty LaFrenz and Chris Pinter. Pinter running on the 960, Monty running on the 960, and a 977 falls to a 970. Monty LaFrenz, 98 on the tree, and 970 on the 960 index. To get the win light is Devin Jansen and Crystal Lynch. CFR asked, did I just moo? Yes. This is it. See that? There's 1, 2, 3.
3 pairs.
It is late at night. 1, 2, 3 pair of cars. 3 cars.
Crystal Lynch, the 63 Stingray. Did they need the glide for this car?
I don't know.
I don't either.
You took the order for the parts.
I know. I didn't ask what the application was or for a VIN number.
You just stood up there and be like, oh, you need that? I got that. I don't know what you're putting on it, but I got that.
Devin Jansen trying to get the stripe and does it. Crystal Lynch, 791 on the 760 index. Devin owned that thing the whole way down.
Second to last pair of cars. Anthony Katnick and Dale Jansen. Wait, didn't we just see Jansen?
I swear to God we did. Oh no, that was Devin Jansen.
Devin. That was Devin. Devin, Dale,
There's
Doug.
so many of them.
Daryl, my other brother Daryl.
That's why they go by D Jansen Racing, because there's all the D's.
Yeah.
Hey.
Dude, Gage is not messing around. He rolled over. He's already got keys in his hand.
I know. Kids these days.
He's like, game, set, match.
Remember, he puts the numbers in. As soon as that pair leaves the starting line, he could turn around and walk away.
Oh, good evening, Victor. Nice of you to show up on time, John. Oh, man. 860 to an 860 between Katnick and Jansen. Winner gonna be Anthony Katnick. 867 beats an 876. Katnick was 81 on the tree. 0.07 of a second above the dial. Dale Jansen 27 green and ends up a 1/10 above. And this is it. The Stokes berries taste like Stokes berries.
It works every time.
Gonna be the final car of the night. And in an old Alan Reinhart type deal, 1 car, 2 car, red car, blue car, let's be done.
Yep. Winner, chicken dinner. Gonna be the Chevelle in the right lane. Kevin Stokesbury takes it. 039 on the tree. 65 with an 8. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
We end the night on a hole shot.
We did. And we are starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Heads up categories will start around 9. Be here or be square or something. Nathan Hershey.
Chad Reynolds.
That's us, the 2 idiots in the tower.
Yes.
We're tired. We love you guys. We really do appreciate everybody. I know we had a couple of things that slowed us down tonight. Big thanks to all the track staff. Kurt Johnson and your entire crew are awesome. And we appreciate it. We're gonna get the heck out of here. Everybody else go to bed.
Good night. Night, John Boy.